Hello, North Country soccer fans, and welcome to the George Brendler Field on this beautiful mid-September day, the 16th of September on a Saturday. We call it our Summer Soccer Series. It is absolutely incredible. It's like 80 degrees, no wind. We were just kind of wondering where was this weather through the summer months, but we're getting it in September, and no complaints, mind you, no complaints at all. But it's a great day for a soccer game, and this is going to be a good test here for Chazy. The Blue Devils of Ogdensburg have made their trek here to the George Brendler Field, and they're from Section 10, and they're definitely in the mix at the B level out on the Section 10 area. So it's a good contest. It's a good contest every year. They're close games. Chazy has had over the past handful of years have won those games, but very close games, very physical games at times, and it's kind of they're here this year. Next year they'll have the game going up to Ogdensburg. So it is a gorgeous day again. The field is just in spectacular shape. AD Brian Norcross just does a phenomenal job here, and Coach McAuliffe. There's no doubt, maybe I'm a little partial, but this is probably the nicest natural pitch in the area. And we have fans out here today, and with 80-degree weather, you think they might want to do something else, but they've made their way here to the George Brendler Field to watch this game. And it's on the far side, it was Heath Lucas hustling for the ball, being defended well. The ball comes across inside the box, and there's going to be a push, I think, on Connor Morris. That might be the call on that's about where he was. So we're going to have a kick here for the Blue Devils. I'm Joey Trombley. I'll be calling the action today. On the camera is the founding father himself, Calvin Castine. He came from Moores earlier. They had their little jamboree with all the young kids, and that's what it is. It's the feeder program, and Chazy had theirs last week at the Chazy Rec Park. All teams from all over the area comes over, and that's why soccer is so popular, and the skill level has picked up over the years. And Calvin, you were at both jamborees, I think.
Well, I was here for the jamboree, but in Moores it's the Roxy Dumas Luann Dragoon Memorial, and believe it or not, it's the 15th annual already. That
is hard to believe, actually. Where does the time go? But at both areas, the memorial and the jamboree, those rec parks are packed with people.
And next week it'll be in Rouse's Point.
And Rouse's Point has their next week. And again, filled to capacity, basically.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then what happens, their dream is to get on the varsity level and to play on fields like this, and to vie for a sectional championship, and then try to have success in the playoffs, and maybe move on into regional play, and then maybe get off to the state level. But that's the goal for all these teams. And right now we're only in September, and as I told you earlier, Calvin, in earlier broadcasts, what happens in September really doesn't matter. It's what really happens toward the end of October.
Well, as far as your winnings record, it's loss here counts as much, but when you get to the playoffs, that's when it starts to count.
Well, I don't want to take away the win or loss, because it does have an effect where your seeding come the playoff time. And this is a non-league game, but it's a game that will count on their record. So, and of course, either team does not want to lose this game. Anybody that goes out onto that pitch wants to win a game. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out here over the next 90 minutes. But right now we have a throw-in for the Blue Devils, and that's the Ogdensburg Blue Devils. It's Ian Morrill. He's a senior. He'll take the throw-in, and it goes off of Garvery, and he's also a senior. So it's an upperclassman team here for the Blue Devils, and they're going to have a direct kick here, and it's going to be a nice opportunity here for the Blue Devils. And they're calling for 10. And Calvin, our officials for today's game are who?
Well, Mr. Schutz is the head man. We got that's Jim Schutz. We got Jim Barron right in front of us, and Brian Marino across the way.
So whenever they can, they try to do a three-man rotation.
Well, they do when it's a non-league game. Until playoff time. Then it's all three-man.
And there's a shot to the net, and Ben Norcross is there. He takes it on a one-hopper. But it's nice that they get this rotation going, because come playoffs, that's exactly what happens. And they also want to be rated, because if they have a good rating, they can be invited to the Final Four. So that goes off the head of Collins. Collins chips it back up, but then it's knocked away by Spannon. Spamming with the ball for the Blue Devils. He pushes it on the outside of his foot to Griffith. Connor Griffith now will send it forward to the defensive end. And some nice pressure here by the Blue Devils. It's Zach Thomas. Has it taken away by Nathan Trombley. He pushes it up to King. Hayden King trying to make a move, but a nice play by Kobe Ryan. Ryan has it taken away by King. He goes to the open spot trying to find McCauley. He does. McCauley with the ball trying to get by, but he's defended well by number 14, Zach Roberts. Roberts gets it onto the feet of Spauman. Spauman sends it forward onto the feet of Adner. Adner goes to the far side. He's trying to find Roberts. Roberts now cutting to the inside. Defended well. And Heath Lucas sends it up. Trying to find Tristan Connors. Goes off the defense onto the feet of McCauley. McCauley sends it up trying to find Connors. Connors controls. Connors still controlling. Keeps it simple. Goes back to Collins. But it's knocked away and it's picked up by Connor Griffith. Griffith pushes it back onto the feet of Adner. Adner keeps it simple over to Spaman. Spaman has it taken away by Morris onto the feet of Connors. Tristan Connors working his way down, trying to get around Morrow. Connors still with the ball, doing a nice job at the top of the key. Rips a shot now, and the goalie's there, and it's headed by McCauley. And the rebound by McCauley, a shot ripped by Tristan Connors. The initial save. Oh, I thought you were, okay. Oh, okay. The initial save was by Justin McCormick, and the rebound, McCauley crashed in the net, got that rebound, headed it into the net, and at the 33-43 mark, Chazy scores 1-0, but that was all Tristan Connors from midfield.
But it also shows the value of following the shot. You follow the shot, and those things are going to happen.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. You're right about that. And, of course, you're talking about Josh McCauley. He's the senior captain, and that just shows you the experience this Chazy team has. He knew well enough to crash that net, and it was a hard shot by Tristan Connors, and the goalie did a nice job making the save, but it was hard to keep it to himself. Comes out, McCauley's there. So 1-0 Chazy here in the first half at the George Brendler Field on the 16th day of September 2017. Far side it's Moak. Eli Moak pushes it up to Tristan Connors. Connors is the one that made that goal happen. He comes through again. He rips it off, and it goes off of number 7, Brody Shepard. So a corner kick for Chazy. Far side, Tristan Connors taking the corner kick for Chazy. Connors sends it up, goes off the head of Griffith. Back there is Hunter Bayshard, and you've seen that a lot this year. Hunter Bayshard from the defensive end is really an offensive threat coming into the offensive zone, and Bayshard will be called for the foul. He'll run back here, but Chazy does a nice job in the offensive zone getting the defense up there, and you see them a lot of times in the offensive zone as they did just right there. So the ball is cleared up by Brody Shepard. Nice high kick goes off the head of Morris. Connor Morris sends it forward, but it goes off Adner's head. Back there is Hunter Bayshard, but they got to watch out by number 11, Zach Thomas. He pushes it back, trying to find the feet of Griffith. And from behind with Heath Lucas doing a nice job, goes to the far side, trying to find Eli Moak. Moak with the ball. He is being challenged on the far side, pushed on Moak. And that was number 6, Nick Cholette was into the game. Coming into the game now is Brock Morley. And coming out of the game is going to be someone here. And it will be Mr. Nick Cholette coming out of the game. And it's actually a throw-in for the Blue Devils just outside the box, trying to get a shot off. And it was a weak shot by Adner. Coming off his line was Ben Norcross. So Norcross has no danger there. He'll work his way to the 18. Letting the players set up. A nice punt by Norcross. Off the head of Collins. He sends it forward, but it goes onto the feet of Shepard. Shepard has it taken away by Tristan Connors. Connors working his way through, cutting to the inside, trying to push it forward over to McCauley. It goes off the defense. So another corner kick here for the Eagles. We're approaching the 30-minute mark in the first half, left in the first half. Chazy up on a Josh McCauley goal, taking a rebound off a save off the McCormick on a blistering shot by Tristan Connors. Shot comes in. There's another opportunity, and nice job by the goalie McCormick. Chazy was there, but he knocks it away. Back there is Moak. He now goes to the far side over to Connors. All the defense of Chazy is in the offensive zone. Connors pushing it back up to McAfee. McAfee, and there's a rip by Collins, and there's a shot by McCauley, and he couldn't just get the shot he wanted, and McCormick was there. But some nice work here by the Eagles here in the first half. Ball is now sent forward, and it goes by the feet of Garvey, I'm sorry. And it's Hunter Bayshard. Throwing comes in, lands on the ground, headed forward by Spyman. McCauley now sends it forward. Back there defensively is Shepard. Shepard trying to keep it simple, gets it onto the feet of Adner. Adner looking to switch fields, sends it up. Back there is Moak. Moak is back there. Coming off his line is Norcross, and he just comes out and clears the ball out there to disrupt the play. So a throw in for the Blue Devils. Coming into the game is Nick Cholette. Coming back into the game, coming out of the game is Zach Roberts.
I'm warm just standing here, Joey.
Calvin, I'll put up with warm. It beats having the headgear and the gloves on and
I know,
3 layers of clothing.
I'm just wondering about these players. You got to make sure they get some water.
Oh, yeah, they definitely have to hydrate, and I think the coaches are good about that. And Norcross comes off. But, again, just a beautiful game. You have a JV game, it looks like, going on the other side of the field here between these same two squads. And there's the punt by Norcross. He's not happy with that punt, but not a bad punt. Goes off of the head of Morris. And Connor Morris headed it to Tristan Connors, but it goes back to the defensive end. Trombley is there, trying to be controlled by the Blue Devils. It goes off the chest of Zach Thomas. Calling for the ball is Norcross. Norcross is there. He will take his time, work his way to the 18, let his players get set up, no rush. And there's the punt, just shy of midfield. It goes off the head of Collins. He goes to the far side trying to find Heath Lucas. Lucas hustling for the ball, but it's a nice job by Brock Morley. Brock Morley sends it up forward onto the feet of Zach Thomas. Thomas pushes it back, and here comes Garvery. Garvery looking to get a shot off. He rips a shot. It goes off of McAfee. Back there's Trombley. Trombley sends it up the field. And hustling back there for the Blue Devils is Austin McRobert, or actually, no, it was Nick Cholette. And it's taken away by Chazy, and it's McCauley. McCauley switching fields, trying to find Hayden King just too far ahead of him. So it's going to be a throw-in here for the Blue Devils. And it's going to be number 24, Ian Morrow, with the throw-in. Ball in play off the head of Collins. He sends it forward. Trying to find Connors. It's Connors and Spayman, 3-on-3. Number 3 versus number 3. And it's cleared forward by number 8, Morley. Back there was McAfee. He sends it forward up over to Morris. Connor Morris sends it back to McAfee. McAfee quickly gets it onto the feet of McCauley. McCauley trying to control. McCauley still with the ball. And that's going to be a push on number 5, Austin McRoberts. And there's a streak here from the stopper, Brian McAfee. Has 4 goals this year in the first 3 league games of the season. This isn't a league game, but he's got a 3-game scoring streak, and he'd love nothing more to get another one here tonight. So he's obviously an offensive threat, even from the defensive position. And there was a nice kick forward, but it goes off the end line. Goal kick here for the Blue Bombers.
I would think there's one thing you have to be concerned about, though, if you're coaching, is to make sure he doesn't become too much offensive-minded. And forget about his defensive duties,
Well, I'm thinking he's just taking advantage of the opportunities that have been given to him. His number 1 mainstay is to make sure he's in that stopper position. And
that's his day job.
That's his day job, yeah. I think Mr. Trombley in the sweeper position wants to make sure he's doing his day job. So we have a deep throw in here. Well, sort of deep throw in here for the Blue Devils. The ball is headed forward. Here's an opportunity. Nice job by Hunter Bayshard to shield away number 11, Zach Thomas of the Blue Devils. Into the open space. Back there defensively is Brock Morley. Morley with the ball. Tristan Connors trying to challenge him, and it's taken away by McCauley. And McCauley's trying to battle for it. But coming over is, it goes out of bounds, so a throw in for Shepard. Shepard sends the ball up. Bayshard controlling. Bayshard trying to clear it forward, and that will go off of number 5, Austin McRoberts. So a throw in for the Eagles, and Hunter Bayshard will take it for the Eagles just below us here at the press box at the George Brendler Field. Ball comes into play, and it goes off of Spayman. He sends it, has it deflected down to the feet of Tristan Connors. He's trying to find McCauley, but it's taken away by King. King pushes it back, trying to find McAfee. McAfee trying to find Connors. The ball is ripped by number 7, Shepard, off of Tristan Connors. So a throw-in for the Blue Devils. Ball comes in by Morrow. It goes off of King of Chazy onto the feet of Collins. Collins heads it up to Connors. Back to King, kind of a little group up here. And now it's cleared out by number 4, Griffith. Into Chazy territory. Push back to Nathan Trombley. Trombley goes back to Hunter Bayshard. Bayshard now sends it up to Collins. Collins controlling. He's switching fields, trying to go to the other side. He gets by the defense. Hustling back is Cholette for the Blue Devils. He sends it up, and it is Eli Moak sending the ball up over to Justin Collins. Collins trying to control, knocked away by number 8, Morley. Picked up by Connor Morris. He sends it forward, but it goes into the hands of Justin McCormick. So we're at the 23:56 mark. Chazy leading 1-0 here at the George Brendler Field on this beautiful, beautiful wall call. It still is summer day here in the North Country. On the 16th, it is a few more days, on the 16th day of September, as we're in the 80-degree area here in Chazy. Connor Morris controlling, comes to the near side over to Hunter Bayshard. Bayshard trying to get it to King, has it knocked away, hustles back, controls, gets up to Collins. Collins gets it to Morris. Connor Morris now sending it over, trying to find McCauley, but it's cleared out by number 2, Jacob Adner. He sends it forward to the far side, trying to find the feet of Garvery, but taken away by Moak. Moak working his way into the middle of the field, now sends it into the offensive zone. McCauley trying to control it, has it back to the open space, and he gets it himself. McCauley now switching fields, trying to find King. King just too far ahead of him onto the feet of Shepard. Shepard cuts it to the inside, gets by King. King chasing from behind. He sends it to the near sideline, trying to find the feet of number 5, McRoberts. He gets the ball up over to Thomas. The ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for Chazy as it goes off the Blue Devils. Thomas, or Hunter Bayshard, down the line, has it knocked away, and it was Shepard trying to get the ball up over to Austin McRoberts. So we have some substitutions here. We have Carson Wallfield as well as Alex Chapman checking into the game. Coming out of the game is Heath Lucas and Hayden King for Chazy, and Hunter Bayshard for the throw-in. Ball comes into play. It goes off of the head of Adner, and now it's Wallfield who sends it back toward the end line. And good job by number 7, Brody Shepard, keeping Josh McCauley away. It goes off the end line. So we have a throw-in or a goal kick here for the Blue Devils. And I want to take this time, if you're enjoying this show and you enjoy everything that Hometown Cable has to offer, which is local programming, if you could make a donation to Hometown Cable and send it to 1477 Ridge Road in Champlain, New York, 12919, or you can go on to hometowncablenetwork.com and you can make a donation through the PayPal account. Or if you happen to see Calvin out and about at a function and you want to just hand him over a check to show your support, he would be greatly appreciated. Again, there's no state or federal funding for this. This is Calvin's livelihood, and after 30 plus years of bringing events to the North Country, hometown events, if you will, hometown tragedies, or I want to say weather events. I want to say tragedies, they could be, I guess, but weather events, and there's just a plethora of things that Calvin covers, and he's putting them on the Hometown Cable Network all the time, from old shows to new shows, and it really has become a source for capturing our North Country heritage and our history, and that is just going to be invaluable when our times have come and gone, and our ancestors move on, and our kids and their kids move on, and you just can't beat the work that Calvin does for the people of the North Country, and it's just nice for grandparents, aunts and uncles and parents to see their kids. And of course, he's been doing this for so many years that we have generations looking back, and not only were they covered, and here comes Wallfield. Wallfield has nice speed, and a nice through ball by McCauley to Wallfield, and there's a push on the Blue Devils. But you have generations. I mean, I'm going back to the days when I was playing, and then I had video of my kids playing, and then I'll probably have videos of my grandkids playing. So it's just incredible work that Calvin does. And if you feel compelled to, there's a shot, a header, and Thomas or McCormick was there. So if you can feel compelled to send a donation, again, it's 1477 Ridge Road, Champlain, New York, 12919. Or the PayPal account at hometowncablenetwork.com. So I appreciate you letting me indulge you with that. We'll get back to the action here. We're under 20 minutes. We're at 19 minutes and 11 seconds. Number 5 coming off. Austin McRoberts coming on to the game is Nick Cholette. Chazy leading 1-0. Shots on net favor Chazy 3-2. And Calvin, the shots are 3-2, but I have the sense that Chazy has controlled the majority of this game.
It's been down and to my right more than to my left, yes.
So the ball is at midfield, and it goes on to the open space, onto the feet of McCauley. Josh McCauley, the senior captain for Chazy, has the only goal right now for Chazy. Has it taken away by number 14, Zach Roberts. And I will say I'm very impressed with the captain this year, Josh McCauley. He's really focused. He's really showing some real true leadership out there for a senior, and you'd expect no less from a senior on a Coach Rob McAuliffe team. And he's having a very good year, playing hard, finishing when he gets the opportunities. And I would say when Josh McCauley goes, as well as Tristan Connors goes, this team goes. And right now, they're having a good afternoon so far up to this point. So we're at the 18-minute mark. Far side, it's Eli Moak will take the throw-in for Chazy. Ball comes in off of the head of Chapman. Chapman trying to go to the far side, trying to find Wallfield, and that will work its way out of bounds off the defense of the Blue Devils. So it'll be Mr. Moak taking the throw-in again. He finds Connor Morris. Morris will now switch fields, comes over to Hunter Bayshard. Bayshard working his way toward midfield, crosses midfield into the offensive zone. He sends the ball forward, not where he wanted it to go. McCormick calls for it, and number 7, Brody Shepard, lets it go between his legs, and McCormick will take the punt. Nice booming punt into Chazy territory, but McAfee one-times it up over to McCauley. McCauley just taps it up over to Tristan Connors. Connors working his way down. He is being defended by Cholette. It's Tristan Connors and Cholette. Connors now sends it across, and it goes off of the head of number 8, Morley. Wallfield was there, but a good defensive play by number 8, Morley. Chapman gives it up back to McAfee. McAfee gets the shot off, and there's the offensive prowess of Brian McAfee. He gets the shot off, Calvin, but it sure hot McCormick. He was there, and he sends it back forward, and McAfee runs back to his position and plays it well, heads it up toward midfield. Ball sent forward, Nathan Trombley for Chazy. One-times it back to midfield, but stepping up big time was Zach Roberts. Roberts working his way down. McAfee takes him down, so we're going to have a direct kick for the Blue Devils, and this is a great spot for the Blue Devils, just outside the 20, and setting up the shot is Jacob Adner, and this will be a direct kick, so they can go top shelf here, either corner, either 90 to try to tie this game. And it looks like Jacob Adner will take the kick. It'll either be a set play on the far side. You have number 13, Kobe Ryan. It could be a pass through to Ryan, or just chipping it up in the air and let the players crash. Or it could be a direct shot on the net. We're going to find out right now. And Adner rips the shot, and it is Norcross was there. He grabs it, and like glue to his hands, it sticks to his hands, and no rebound to be had there, and it's Norcross will work his way to the 18. Norcross, a nice punt. He punts it into the offensive zone for Chazy into Blue Devil territory. far side. Stepping up is number 13, Ryan. Ryan sends it forward, but back there is Moak for Chazy, but he's being challenged by number 22, Joel Conant. Ball goes out of bounds, so here comes some substitutions for the Blue Devils. You have Connor Griffith into the game, as well as Easton Garvery, and then well as Garrett Bell coming into the game. Coming out of the game is Kobe Ryan, Zach Roberts, and Joel Conant. So throw in far side here for the Blue Devils. We're at the 15-minute mark. Chazy with a 1-0 lead. Ball headed toward inside the box. Off his line is Norcross, and he gets there. Shots favor Chazy 4-3. Corner kicks favor Chazy 2-0. But where it counts most on the scoreboard is in the goal category. Chazy leading 1-0. We're under 15 minutes here in the first half at the George Brendler Field. Ball goes to the far side. It's McCauley. McCauley trying to race down Ryan Spayman. Spayman sends it forward up over to Adner. Adner comes to the near side, back up over to Spayman. He tried to send it forward to Easton Garvery, but out of bounds, and Bayshard with the throw-in, and it's McCauley. McCauley and Wallfield. McCauley working his way down, up to Wallfield. Wallfield trying to cut, turning, pushes it back, trying to find Morris, but it's cleared out by Morley to the far side. So it will be a throw-in for Chazy, and it will be Eli Moak will take the throw-in for Chazy far side into Blue Devil territory. Ball comes into Connor Morris. Morris pushes it back onto the feet of Moak. Moak chips it into the box. It goes over everybody's head. Coming off his line to go now back to the net is the goalie McCormick. Back there is Tristan Connors. Connors trying to get by the defense. It's Connors being defended well. Connors sends it back to Hunter Bayshard. Bayshard now will send it across, and it's going to be a goal kick. It goes wide, hits side net, and a goal kick for the Blue Devils.
A couple of years ago, I was at a game in Ellenburg, and it was warmer than this, and it was humid. And there is provisions, if the referees feel it's necessary, they can stop the game after 20 minutes or whatever and hydrate everybody. And
I was up there at that game with you. That was up at NEC.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, they stopped the game for like 10 minutes to let the kids rest and hydrate.
Yep.
And it is Chapman on the far side was hustling for the ball, but a good job by Morley. But it deflects off the Blue Devils back into Chapman's hand or feet. He gets it over to Wallfield. Wallfield still with the ball, controlling, sends it across, trying to find Collins. Collins trying to split the defense, cleared out by 24. There's the shot, and it shortstop, shot by Tristan Connors, and it kind of had a little side spin to it, and it one hops into Justin McCormick's hands.
Onto his glove side.
On his glove side, yes, it was on the glove side. A stupendous save by McCormick. So the ball goes into Ben Norcross' hands, and King and Lucas getting ready to check back into the game as well for the Blue Devils, Austin McRoberts, and number 14, Zach Roberts. So ball is into the near side onto the feet of Tristan Connors. He will turn. Connors will try to work his way down. He's being defended by number 6, Cholette. He's trying to send it through to Collins, but taken away by number 2, Adner. Adner now a through ball. Nice through ball, but coming over is Nathan Trombley, and Nathan Trombley is definitely the safety net for Chazy back there with his speed and his prowess on the defensive end. He gets there no problem, and the ball is back toward midfield. Coming to the near sideline is Adner. Adner for the Blue Devils sends it up across, trying to find the feet of Garvery. Cleared out by the defense of Chazy. Stepping up is number 3, Spayman. Spayman to the open space, and it's McCauley comes to the near side, trying to find Tristan Connors. Back there is number 24, Morrow, and it goes out of bounds. So good job by Morrow, and here come the substitutions.
And you can kind of pick out the midfielders as we watch these OFA guys go in. The guys in blue with the two-tone shirts are basically the midfielders are running back and forth the whole game, and you can see that more so than you can see on the Chazy side how much these guys are perspiring.
Oh yeah, they're getting a good workout today. That's for sure. Ball's into the open space. Hustling for the ball is Austin McRoberts, but too far ahead of him, and so it's going to be a throw-in for Chazy. And it will be Hunter Bayshard.
You gotta play feet, Ryan. Yeah, I know. Rotate middle, Robbie.
Ball sent forward. And coming off his line is McCormick. He's going to have to kick it up. He sends it forward, and that will work off the line, out of bounds. So a throw in for Chazy.
Let's go! Rotate.
Ball comes up,
Good job. Good ball.
and Bayshard hits Bayshard. King sends it toward midfield, controlled by Morris. Connor Morris goes to the far side onto Moak's foot. He's trying to find Heath Lucas, but it goes onto the feet of Brock Morley. Under 10 minutes to go, out of bounds, throw in for Chazy, far side, Eli Moak. Tristan Connors is calling for it. So Moak will go back to his side of the field defensively, even though he's in the offensive zone, and it will be Tristan Connors with the throw-in. Connors, nice throw-in inside the box. It goes off the head of Shepard, out of the 18 toward midfield, onto the feet of number 11, Zach Thomas. Thomas, now there's a through ball, and it's a foot race, but there's the speed of Nathan Trombley. He takes it to the outside, and he just clears it back up, finds Lucas. Lucas pushes it back. Trombley calls for it. Trombley comes over to the near side onto Hunter Bayshard's foot. Hunter Bayshard now gives it to King. King has space. Cuts it to the inside. Outside his foot, trying to find Collins. Collins comes over to get to the ball. Collins goes down. That will be a foul on McRoberts. And they're saying throw-in, so it's going to be Hunter Bayshard. Going down the line, trying to find McCauley. Josh McCauley cuts it to the inside. Trying to cut it down the line. McCauley trying to make something happen. And it's cleared back forward by the defense off the feet of Bayshard. Now sent forward by Cholette. But back there's Trombley. He goes back to try Connor Morris. Handball on Morris. So we're at the 8-minute mark. Chazy with a 1-0 lead. It was the Josh McCauley goal. A little about 6.5 minutes into the game. And that goal is the only goal of the game at this point, with 8 minutes to go. Ball sent forward. Ball headed up by Collins off the head of Tristan Connors. And McCauley sends it up far side. And the ball is cleared out of bounds. And it'll be a throw-in for Chazy, far side, Eli Moak. And he'll drop the ball. Connors calls for it. So Tristan Connors will take the throw-in for Chazy. Ball in play. Chipped up by Morris. Coming off his line is McCormick. So it wasn't McCauley. And McCormick got there before McCauley, and he'll work his way to the 18. Ball goes over the head of Easton Garvery. And Trombley takes it out, takes it away from Zach Thomas. So we have substitutions. We have Jacob Adner back into the game. He's a captain, a senior captain for the Blue Devils. And into the game is McLean Dudiak. He is going in for Chazy. Coming off is Hunter Thomas, or Hunter Bayshard, who needs a break here. Ball comes into play, cleared out by Collins. Nobody back there for Chazy. It's picked up by Brock Morley. Morley sends it forward, a nice booming kick. Coming off his line was Norcross, and it was clear. There's a shot. Norcross is there, and he sends it off, but Norcross came off his line. It was a nice play by Adner, and Norcross had to get back into the net. He did, and he had to make a diving save on that. So we have a corner kick. The first one coming up for the Blue Devils here on the near post. And there's the young ball boy. Jack McAuliffe does a nice job getting the ball over to the corner. And there's the shot in. Crashing are the Blue Devils, and it was Brody Shepard coming in, and it goes off his head, off the end line. So we have a goal kick here for Chazy. as we approach the 5:38 mark left in the first half.
Out of the air, Blue! Out of the air, Blue!
So Nathan Trombley will take the kick here for Chazy. He sends the ball up off the head of Collins. He goes forward over to Tristan Connors. Connors controls now to the open space onto the feet of King. King working his way down, sends the ball across. McCormick is there, and he gets the ball. On the weak side was Heath Lucas coming crashing the net, but nice play by McCormick. Cradles the ball, sends it up quickly, and now it's a counterattack here by the Blue Devils. Shepard getting the ball up over to Zach Thomas, and it goes out of bounds, so we're going to have a throw-in for the Blue Devils. Ball comes in onto the feet of Shepard. Shepard gets it back to Austin McRoberts. He sends it forward. It's cleared out by Morris off the head of Morrow, and going back is Ryan Spayman of the Blue Devils. He sends it back to McCormick. McCormick will decide to keep it on the ground, and he sends it forward onto the feet of Garvery. He tried to go to the outside, picked up by Lucas. Lucas was taken down, and so they'll get the kick. Mr. Jim Schutz was right there. So we have 4 minutes left here in the first half. Shots at net favor Chazy 6-5. Corner kicks favor Chazy 2-1, and they lead 1-0 on the scoreboard. Nathan Trombley kicks it up. Ball high in the air, still in the air. Headed up by Lucas, far side. And that was by Heath Lucas sending it forward. It is now in the offensive zone for the Blue Devils. Dudiak had defended against Adner. He goes to the open space, but nobody there for the Blue Devils. Cleared up by King. Ball headed by Morrow. Picked up by Collins. Collins chips it up to McCauley, to Connors. Connors pushed from behind by number 7, Shepard. So Trombley, up from the sweeper position, will take the kick. He'll send it up. There'll be the Chazy players crash in the net. He sends it forward. Ball lands. And there's a shot by McAfee, and just wide of the net. So we're going to have a goal kick for the Blue Devils. We're approaching 2:20 here left in the first half. And McCormick will be setting up for the goal kick, and it will be number 7, Brody Shepard, taking the kick.
Watching the keeper back off that ball at the last second. I remember a game up at Northeastern where a goalie did that, and it went right in the corner.
Bad judgment, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That can happen. Ball onto the feet of Brock Morley. He'll send the ball forward. Back there's Trombley. He chips it high in the air, and it's controlled by Adner. Adner looking to get a shot off, and Moat keeps it away from him. Then he's taken down by Adner, so we're going to have a kick here for Chazy. And the game just getting a little chippy here the last couple minutes of the first half. But Mr. Schutz is right there to control the situation. So we have a kick here for the Eagles, and it'll be Nathan Trombley with the kick. He sends it forward. Lucas is there. Lucas controlling. We'll cut it to the outside. Pushes it back onto the feet of Connor Morris. Morris sends it back to Trombley. Chazy will reset. Now he sends it forward, trying to find King. King has it, or knees it up over to McCauley. McCauley controlling. McCauley will now send it forward down the line. Nobody there for Chazy. Connors comes over now. Connors, and he's taken down. And Connor in this Tristan Connors in the last 3 minutes has had his taste of the turf here. But he'll take the kick for Chazy. And McCauley and Shepard.
Stop the clock or what?
He's giving a yellow card to both players. McCauley's trying to get position. Shepard. So they both get a yellow card. So I guess that's been building the first half. So 23 seconds to go.
I think 6 can go too. Yeah, all right.
Good. Robbie, you good with the card?
Yeah, I'll talk about it after, yeah.
Okay.
Good. What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know.
Give me another one.
So it's Tristan Connors taking the kick. He sends it forward. Weak side, McCormick's there. It drops on the ground. And Eagles are trying to get the shot off. Ball headed up into the hands of McCormick. So 10 seconds to go, and they're trying to do a quick play here. Moak hustling back. Moak trying to disrupt the play. Here's an opportunity. And it's a weak shot, but a good transition by the Blue Devils. And that was impressive. They didn't get
10 minutes on the clock. 10 minutes and run it.
They didn't get any goal from that, but some nice hustle, some nice speed by Easton Garvery. And the first half comes to an end with Chazy leading the Blue Devils of Ogdensburg 1-0.
Hey, let's go, Mike, come on!
And we're ready to start the second half. And Calvin, they had a 10-minute halftime break, and it was probably smart to give them that 10-minute break with this heat.
And I think Jim Schutz as minutes as anybody else wanted 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, he's doing a good job, and I want to say he's doing a good job. They're all doing a great job. We're very fortunate to have these gentlemen, and you know, anybody that complains about the officials, well, until you walk their shoes, I'd be, you know, you might want to rethink that strategy.
I'm doing too much walking.
Yeah, you aren't doing too much walking. These guys do a really nice job, and you know, we talked about this on another telecast or another broadcast. Is you want that human factor in sports, and there's a quickly Chazy trying to get another goal. There's a shot outside his foot by King, so good effort by Connors getting the ball in. But we've talked about this before with all this instant replay stuff. You're taking away that human element of the officiating, and that's as big part of the game as anything.
Next we'll have robots pitching and catching.
Yeah. Here comes Connors again. He rips the shot, and McCormick is there. He held his ground, and a nice job by Justin McCormick. But some good pressure by Chazy here in the first minute of the start of the second half. They have come down with 2 quick shots on McCormick. He's equal to the task, and the ball is into the offensive zone for the Blue Devils. And stepping up is Connor Morris. He'll send it back forward. Coming on is McCauley. Off his line was McCormick. And it was a good thing because defensively, the Blue Devils were taking a little bit off the transition, and McCormick comes off his line, because if McCauley gets that, it could very well have been a 2-0 game. So a nice play by the goalie, Justin McCormick. And the ball's out of bounds, and they're saying it goes off of Chazy. So it's Brock Morley will take the throwing for the Blue Devils. He comes down, it goes over the head of Zach Roberts, picked up by Heath Lucas. Lucas now sends it to the open spot, and going back is the goalie. He can't touch it because it was hit by the defense.
Can't pick it up.
Or pick it up, yeah. He can't pick the ball up, but he sends it through, and it's a good thing that he saw that, because that would have been a handball, and that would not have been a good situation.
A very close handball.
Well, What's that?
A very close handball.
Yeah, a very, very close handball. So the ball is picked up by number 3, Spayman. He has it deflected away. Connors is there for Chazy. Connors trying to get by Morley. He rips the shot, and it bounces into the hands of McCormick. So McCormick quickly gets the ball back up, and the ball is headed down by McAfee, trying to find Connor Morris. Morris pushes it back to Dudiak, far side. Now the ball is onto the feet of Zach Thomas of the Blue Devils. Nice play by Connor Morris to pick that ball away, takes it off of the defense. So a throw in for Chazy, and Dudiak gets the ball in quickly, trying to find McCauley. Ball goes off the back of McCauley. Collins heads it down to the ground onto Collins' foot. Collins now through ball. Lucas inside the 18. He's taken down, and they're going to probably call it just outside the box.
Rudy! Clear position!
Quick kick goes into, oh, what a quick play. Tristan Connors was there, and he had a lot of net. I'll say that, a lot of net, and he took it over the net. And I think I'm almost kind of surprised how quick the play went. Smart play by Lucas getting that quick kick, catching the Blue Devils off guard.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't. Teams don't do that more often. I've preached that for years. Put the ball down, put it in play. Don't wait for everybody to get set up.
Well, it almost paid off on the quick play. Coach McAuliffe wanted it. Coach McAuliffe wanted a penalty kick on that one, and it looks like Coach Matt Morley is going to get a yellow card from Mr. Schutz. It is Dudiak gets the throw in. Going high for the ball was Kobe Ryan. He heads the ball, and it's controlled by the Blue Devils. Adner has it taken away. McCauley cuts it to the inside. McCauley pushing it through, trying to find Lucas, but too far ahead of him. Goes into the hands of McCormick. And quickly he throws it out to the near sideline onto the streaking Zach Roberts. He sends it forward. Moak is there for Chazy. He's battling Garvery. And Moak over the top. The Blue Devils will get the call. And stepping up is Brody Shepard. And that would be captain, the senior captain, Brody Shepard for the Blue Devils. He sends the kick up off the feet of Morris. Connor Morris trying to get to the ball. And it's Morris still with the ball, hustling back defensively as Morley. Morley gets there. He sends it forward. Dudiak trying to get to the ball, but it's picking up by Adner of the Blue Devils. He comes to the near sideline. He's trying to get it onto the feet of Zach Roberts. Roberts does a nice job keeping it in play, pushes it back onto the feet of Shepard. Shepard now gives the ball up over to Morley. Morley sends it forward. The ball deflects, picked up by the Blue Devils, and it goes off of the foot of Zach Roberts. He tried to go down the line. So it's going to be a throw-in for Chazy. And Moak sends it up, and it goes out of bounds off of Roberts. So another throw-in for the Eagles. The ball comes in. Nice defensive play by Morley. Picked up by Lucas. And Heath Lucas goes down.
Brock, watch five, watch five!
So Tristan Connors will take the kick. Sends it in. And it's cleared out by the defense. And Nathan Trombley for Chazy sends it back forward onto Connors. Connors gets by one player coming down the line. He does keep it. No, it's off the end line. So it is a goal kick. Just got too far ahead of him. Checking into the game is Austin McRoberts and Nick Cholette. Coming out of the game is Zach Roberts, as well as number 13, Kobe Ryan. So Brock Morley will take this goal kick. Oh, no, he'll give it up to Brody Shepard. Shepard sends it forward, and it goes off of the head of Connor Griffith. Back to the defense, onto the feet of Spayman. He sends it far side. Dudiak heads it forward, and it'll go out of bounds. So a throw in here for Ogdensburg, and taking the throw in will be Ian Morrow. He sends the ball down the line, goes off of the feet of Connor Morris to King. He keeps it to Collins. Collins trying to get by everybody. Collins does a nice job. Collins trying to send it through, deflects back to Moak. Moak into the offensive zone, sends it to the 18, and it is McCauley gets it by the defense. McCauley scores, and he pickpockets the defense, and McCauley sticks with it, and he just makes sure that it goes in. And a nice play by Josh McCauley to pickpocket the defense, takes it in. McCormick came off his line, did the best job he could, made the initial save, looked like it was going in, but McCauley, again, sticking with it, Calvin, made sure it made it into the net. So McCauley having a nice day, nice game here for Chazy today.
Yeah, he even followed his own shot.
Followed his own shot. We hear that all the time in basketball. Follow your shot. Follow your shot. Well, he's doing it on the soccer field today. And we'll say it's McCauley 2 and the Blue Devils 0, but of course we know better than that. It's a team sport. And so Chazy now leading 2-0 here in the second half with 32:38 to go. And the ball is sent forward. Moak holds his ground, heads the ball up to Lucas. Heath Lucas controlling, cuts it to the inside. Lucas now gives the ball up over to Connors. Connors takes it to the inside. Connors now is trying to split the defense. Ball to ball. Lucas trying to get the shot off, pushes it back up to Collins. Collins has it knocked away by Shepard, and Dudiak will now send the ball forward up over to King. King one times it up over to Morris. Connor Morris trying to get to the ball, but it's cleared out by Shepard. And Moak clearing the ball out off the outside of his foot, far side. Dudiak trying to control the ball, but hustling is Zach Thomas of the Blue Devils, and it goes off of Dudiak. So a throw in here for the Blue Devils at the 31:50 mark. Ball in play goes into the feet of Garvery. And I want to give a shout out to Coach Matt Morley for having this roster in numerical order, and makes it so much easier calling the game, Calvin, when the coaches do that. So I want to thank Coach Morley for doing that. Far side is McCauley. McCauley working his way down. Spayman defending, but he sends it forward. Nobody back there. And off his line is McCormick. He comes off his line, working his way to the 18. McCormick with the kick, just shy of midfield. Goes off of the feet of Cholette, but picked up by Collins of Chazy. Justin Collins working his way down as Collins. Trying to get around. Nice job defensively of Morley, but it goes onto the feet of Lucas. Lucas will now chip it toward the middle of the box, headed out by the defense. And again, now it's headed out again by Adner. That's 2 in a row. Back to Connor Morris. Morris trying to control, cuts it back to the inside. Now he gives the ball up over to Connors. Tristan Connors cuts it to the inside. Tristan Connors trying to get by number 8 Morley, and it's cleared forward by Cholette, but up is Moak. Moak will now send it to the outside of the box, and there's McCauley again, gets the shot off again as he was defended well by Adner. Holding his ground was McCormick, and it's a hard shot into McCormick's chest. Does a nice job with that save and quickly gets the ball out of play. And that is going to be a foul on number 10, Easton Garvery, going under the legs of Eli Moak.
I think that was 50-50. I think Moak kind of leaned in that direction.
Well, that would be true, but that was the call. Again, we don't want to ever see you walk in the shoes of the officials.
I'm just saying what I saw. I don't care what Jim saw.
So we're now at the 30-minute mark here in the second half. Chazy with a 2-0 lead. They've outshot the Blue Devils so far 13-6 up to this point, and they lead in the corner kick category 2-1. Off the head of Morris into the open space, picked up by number 3 Spayman. He sends it forward. Moak sends it now back into the offensive zone, but back there is Spayman. He now sends it into Chazy territory, and it goes off of Dudiak. So we're going to have a throw-in for the Blue Devils. It's number 5, Mick Roberts. He'll put the ball down. He'll let Ian Morrow, the senior, come up to take the throw-in. And he sends it toward the 18. King sends it forward, but stepping up is Shepard from the defensive zone of the Blue Devils. King now with the ball, sending it forward, trying to find McCauley. It's controlled by number 3, Spayman. Spayman sends it all the way back off his line. And there was a kick by McCormick, and it goes off of McCauley. So if McCauley could have pickpocketed that one, he would have had his hat trick. But a nice job by McCormick taking it off of McCauley. So a throw-in for the Blue Devils. Collins heads it down onto the feet of McCauley, but he took out, Adner took him out. Mr. Shutt said, "You're doing nothing but taking him out," since the foul. So we're at midfield here. Nathan Trombley now just inside the Blue Devil territory. He will look to serve this ball up. And he does. And King deflects off of King off the end line, so a goal kick for the Blue Devils. And here come the substitutions. So we have Kobe Ryan as well as Zach Roberts and Jacob Shepard checking into the game. Coming out for the Blue Devils is Zach Thomas, Jacob Adner, and Connor Griffith for the Blue Devils at 27:46 mark. So Brock Morley will take the kick for the Blue Devils. Sends the ball forward toward midfield. Collins sends it forward, trying to find McCauley. McCauley heads it to the outside, trying to find King, but back there defensively was Connor Griffith. He sends it to the far side, out of bounds, so a throw-in for the Eagles, and it will be Mr. Dudiak, McLean Dudiak, with the throw-in. He sends it in, trying to find Mr. King on the far side, but it's knocked out by Morrow, so they're moving the chain, as they say in football, another 10 or 15 yards far side. It will be McCauley, Josh McCauley, with the throw-in. Nice throw-in, hard throw-in inside the box, and that is going to be a foul on the Eagles. So it will be probably Brody Shepard taking the kick for the Blue Devils at the 26:30 mark, and it is Chazy 2, the Blue Devils 0.
Looking across and seeing the empty booths over there, I'm sure it was probably hard to come up with some people to cook today, but they should have had cold beverages available for the folks here. That would only take 1 or 2 people.
Well, when they watch this film, they'll take note of that. And
Yeah.
maybe next time it won't happen. But you are allowed to bring your own beverages.
Oh yeah, legal beverages.
Of course, that's exactly what I meant. It is Connors cutting to the inside, trying to get a shot off, and it's deflected away. Coming off his line is McCormick.
I think most people don't want to come here bringing their own beverages when
They want to support.
the Athletic Association is trying to sell you something.
Right.
So it's not a habit you want people to get into.
That would be true. Again, another point well taken by the
Thank you very much.
in-depth.
I'm always willing to help.
It's unbelievable what you hear on Hometown Cable. The in-depth commentary that we do here, Calvin.
All right.
So Trombley,
That's
now
all right, Nick. That's all right.
usually when Calvin hears the siren, he misses goals as he's trying to see him go by. As we met,
Sounds like they're heading south.
we remember the Villamere game. You were filming the ambulance, and was it, I think, Callie Villamere scores, or it might have been Kirsten. So we missed that goal.
I've seen them score lots of goals.
Like, she's going to break a record, I think, this year. Or she already has for Beatmantown.
Yes, and
With more to come.
as of right now, Kirsten is 5 away from 100. She's got 95.
Wow. And here comes McCauley. McCauley working his way down. Cuts it to the inside. McCauley looking at the shot off, and he takes it over the net. It was McCauley and McCormick, and McCauley was looking for his hat trick, and it goes over the net. So we have Wallfield checking into the game, Carson Wallfield, as well as a number 11, Alex Chapman. Heath Lucas comes out of the game, as well as Hayden King. And some nice moves by Josh McCauley, just does not get it to come in. And we have some wholesale changes, it looks like, coming in from Coach Morley. So we have Adner's been in the game, he's going back in. Connor Griffith going back in, starter. Garrett Bell, he's been in, he's going back in. Julian Rufa, I think it's his first time in, as well as number 22, Joel Conant, checking into the game here for the Blue Devils. There's 5 of them. And the ball is sent forward. Goes off the head of Alex Chapman. Outside his foot is Justin Collins onto the feet of Josh McCullough. And the ball goes off of the Devils. And now it goes off of Chazy. So it will be a throw-in for the Blue Devils. So we're 23-17 here left in the second half. Ball in play. And back there is McAfee. Brian McAfee gets it up to Carson Wallfield. Wallfield sends it forward to McCulley. He goes back to Wallfield. Wallfield on the run. Still with the ball, controlling. Pushes it back up over to McCulley. McCulley controlling. He pushes it back up over to Dudiak. Dudiak to the outside. It will go off of number 7, Brody Shepard. So a throw-in for Chazy. And they're going to push him back a bit. So Dudiak sends the ball in. It goes off of Wallfield. Back to Morris. He's trying to find McCulley. Ball sent out of bounds. So a throw-in for Chazy at the 22-24 mark here in the second half. They lead 2-0. I'm Joey Trombley. Calling the action on the camera is the founding father himself, Calvin Castine of Hometown Cable. And it is a beautiful September 16th day here at the George Brendler Field on a Saturday with this non-league action game between the Blue Devils of Ogdensburg and the Eagles of Chazy. It is Chapman. Some nice moves. Now cuts it to the inside. He tried to push it up over to Collins. Good defensive play by Connor Griffith. Gets it onto the feet of Jacob Adner. Now he sends it up to number 22. Conant gets by him. Back there is, and this is dangerous, Norcross came all the way out, and number 18, Bell, couldn't control. If he could have, he would have had a free shot at the net with Norcross out of the net. But the ball comes into Wallfield. Wallfield trying to control. He defends. Wallfield has it knocked away by Bell. Collins pushes it to the near side onto Alex Chapman's foot. Chapman will now send it to the middle of the field. He finds the feet of McCulley. McCulley's trying to send it through to Tristan Connors. Gets by him, goes into the hands of Justin McCormick. McCormick will work his way to the 18. A quick punt, far side, into Chazy territory. And the ball is headed over Dudiak by number 22, Conant. And back there, it will be a goal kick is what it looks like. And it looks like Chazy just scored on the far side for the JVs. So goal kick for Chazy here at the varsity end of the field. As we approach the 20-minute mark, Nathan Trombley will take his time to set up. And we have Lucas and King ready to check back into the game. Ball is sent forward. Off over the head of Collins onto the head of Shepard. Brody Shepard sends it forward and healed by McCulley. McCulley on his, off his leg, trying to send it forward to Wallfield. McCulley comes back over. It's McCulley working his way down, and it will go off of number 21, Julian Rufa. So back into the game is Heath Lucas as well as Hayden King. So it's going to be Dudiak taking the throw-in for Chazy deep into Blue Devil territory, far side. Ball in play. Goes off the head of the defense. Collins gets a shot off with his left foot. That goes over the net. So we're going to have a goal kick for the Blue Devils. And it's going to be number 8, Brock Morley, taking the kick for the Blue Devils. Ball comes forward, and it goes off of the head of Connor Morris to the near side over to Chapman. Chapman goes back to the middle of the field. It goes off of the head of Joel Conant. Morris gets it up over to Collins. Collins working his way up. Now goes back up over to Morris. Morris now sends it through over to King. King trying to get a shot off, and they're calling offsides on the Eagles. But some nice playing by the Eagles, some nice passing. Good work by Morris trying to get the ball through to King, but he's just a little ahead of the defense. Good job on the Blue Devil defense to pull King off sides. So it will be Brock Morley taking the kick for the Blue Devils at the 18:28 mark. Ball comes forward off the head of Spayman. Foul on Morris as he comes from behind, and he takes down Spayman
Up. Brody,
right at
go up.
midfield.
Dagger, go up. Ian, stay. Ryan, go up. Ryan, are you all right? Riff, Julian, get in there. Let's go. Come on. Brock, wait for Ryan.
So Brock Morley will take the kick. He's the junior for the Ogdensburg Blue Devils.
Good one, Brock.
He sends that ball forward off the head of Chapman to the open space is Wallfield. Wallfield trying to control, goes by him, sent forward by Brock Morley, far side. Dudiak is there for Chazy. Dudiak trying to keep it in. Dudiak does a nice job. He now sends it forward. Nice hustle by McLean Dudiak, far side. Ball now sent forward. Wallfield hustling for the ball back. Run backwards is Morley. Morley sends it up to the goalie. He's outside the 18. It is the goalie McCormick. McCormick will now send it forward. Usually don't see a goalie that far out of his box there, Calvin. So here comes Shepard. The senior Shepard has it taken away from behind by Collins, and McAfee will be called for the foul. So we have a direct kick coming up,
Brody, get in.
and McAfee slow getting up, and he will work his way back. And it is Brock Morley will take the kick. We're at the 16:38 mark. Actually, it was number 3, Spayman. Ball comes in. Norcross trying to clear it out. And here's a chance for the Blue Devils. And they score. Number 22, Joel Conant. And they've cut that lead in half. So there's new life here for the Blue Devils on the George Brendler Field with 16:25 to go. They cut the lead in half. The ball got away from Norcross, bounced around, and Joel Conant, number 22.
22 in the goal, no assist. 20.
No assist, so it was Joel Conant. He was there at the right time, did a nice job sticking it into the net, and they cut the lead in half. And that gives the team new life, Calvin.
As long as we don't go to overtime.
Calvin has offered to give Ogdensburg money not to go to overtime. Just kidding. They can make a donation too if they like this game.
They tie it and take the lead. That's different than going to overtime.
That would be true. So the ball back in play. It's onto the feet of Collins. Collins comes to the near side to Heath Lucas. Lucas now goes back up over to Collins. Collins gives it to Morris. Connor Morris.
No space.
Now will come to the near side to find Heath Lucas. Lucas with the ball. Pushes it back onto Eli Moak. Moak gets a shot off. Oh, he was going upper 90. And what a save by McCormick. Eli Moak was a laser shot. From up here, our viewpoint, that was going under the upper 90, far side. But a great save by Justin McCormick. So corner kick for Chazy. And it's going to be Tristan Connors for the corner kick. The 15:35 mark left in the second half. The Blue Devils have cut that lead in half. It's now a 2-1 game. Anybody's game at this point. Connors sends it back inside the box. Ball headed by Morris back out. And it's Tristan Connors battling for the ball along with Kobe Ryan. And Connors hustling back, trying to cut it to the inside. It goes off of number 10, Easton Garvery. So a throw-in for Chazy. McLean Dudiak, far side, will work his way over to take the throw-in. He goes down the line. It goes off the head of number 24, Morrow. And ball high up in the air. Both teams trying to look for control. Dudiak with the header sends it back forward again. And it goes on to Brody Shepard's foot. Shepard gets by King. King hustles back. It goes out of bounds, so it's a throw-in for the Blue Devils, number 24, Ian Morrow. Ball goes off of Morris to King. He heads it up over to McCauley. He heels it back up over to Tristan Connors. Connors too far ahead of him. No, Connors keeps it in. Can he get to it before he gets to the end line? And the ball just beats him to the end line, out of bounds. So we're going to have a throw-in for the Blue Devils. We're at 14-14, and number 8, Brock Morley, will take the throw-in. Morley sends a nice kick toward midfield. It goes off the legs of Zach Thomas, far side, onto the feet of Adner. Adner now goes forward, trying to find the feet of Garvery. Back to Gardner, and the ball goes backwards onto the feet of number 8, Brock Morley. Morley defensively sends it forward. It goes off of Tristan Connors. Connors hustling for the ball, trying to keep it inside, and again the ball just gets out of his reach. Good hustle, good effort by Tristan Connors, but the ball is just a little bit faster ahead of him. So a throw-in for the Blue Devils. Ball comes into play onto the feet of Zach Roberts. He keeps it simple onto Griffith. Griffith sends it forward. Trombley back there for Chazy. He now sends it forward, goes off of the head of Heath Lucas, and it's picked up by number 14, Zach Roberts. Roberts gets it to Easton Garvery, and here's some nice ball movement by the Blue Devils. This is dangerous. Norcross comes off the line, cannot hang on to it, and there was a collision. There's another shot, cleared out by Trombley. Trombley saves a goal. He clears it out. Good effort by the Blue Devils. So a quick throw-in. Ball comes forward, and it's cleared out by Lucas. Heath Lucas gets it up over to Tristan Connors. Good play by number 8, Brock Morley. And it is the Blue Devils picking their game up. It goes off of Heath Lucas. Tristan Connors is down for Chazy at the 12:35 minute mark. Clock has stopped. And we're back into the play here. Connors out of the game. Trombley sends it up high in the air. So the ball headed forward by Brody Shepard. So Chazy was, for the majority of this game, was pretty much in control, controlling the pace of play, controlling the field. But after that goal by the Blue Devils, they've picked up their game, and the momentum has shifted a little bit here at the George Brendler Field. And Chazy is trying to get their rhythm back. But right now it's the Blue Devils controlling the pace of the play. It's Zach Roberts has it knocked away by Wallfield. And there was a tag team match. Wallfield goes down. So Mr. Schutz calls a foul. So Chazy will get the kick. We have 11:48 here left in the second half. It's Chazy 2 and the Blue Devils 1. And the intensity of this game has definitely picked up. New life for the Blue Devils here at the George Brendler Field. It's Nathan Trombley taking the kick for Chazy. He sends the ball forward. And that goes off the head of Morrow, high up in the air. Now off the head of Zach Roberts, picked up by Justin Collins. Collins trying to control, takes it to the outside. He has it cleared out, and it goes on to the feet of Zach Thomas. Thomas goes to the open space. Trombley sends it out of bounds. Coming on strong was Easton Garvery. And quickly it's Zach Roberts. He'll get the throw in. Knocked away by Collins. Now deflects. Here's an opportunity for the Blue Devils. There's a shot. He scores. Number 2, Jacob Adner. He goes to the near post. And nice comeback here by the Blue Devils. They have tied this game at 2. Chazy, like I said before, was in complete control of this game. And you can feel the tide turning. We're now tied at 2 with 10:54 left in the second half. So the goal was a beautiful goal by Jacob Adner, the captain, senior captain, and it was assisted by Zach Roberts. So this game is now at 2. Again, Chazy, around the 15, 16-minute mark left in the game, had a very comfortable lead, 2-0, control and pace of play. But the Blue Bombers have picked it up, and their sharp shooters are finding the net, and we're tied at 2 here at the George Brendler Field as we're approaching the 10-minute mark. And far side is Connor Morris. So Morris cutting to the inside. It's Morris still with the ball, keeps it going simple over to Justin Collins. Collins trying to find Tristan Connors back into the game. Heath Lucas hustling for the ball. Back onto the feet of Collins. Collins will cut to the inside. Collin rips a shot. It goes off of the defense. Number 8, Morley, picked up by
Jack, where's your guys at?
Eli Moak. He sends a shot in, and with Chazy with a 2-0 lead, Moak could have gave him a 3-0 lead with a blister of a shot, and it was Justin McCormick with a great diving one-handed save to push it over the net to maintain that 2-goal deficit. So there's a lot of plays that you can look back so far up to this point that have worked in the favor of the Blue Devils. So ball comes over to the near side. It is Cholette being challenged by Heath Lucas. Lucas winning that battle. It's Lucas making the move. It's Lucas pushing it back up over to Collins. Collins now goes to the open space, hustling for the ball. It's the goalie and Tristan Connors, and he will shield Connors. So a nice play by the senior goalkeeper, Justin McCormick. So it'll be a goal kick for the Blue Devils. It will be number 8, Brock Morley, with 9:06 to go here in the second half.
Push through, let's go.
Morley sends the ball forward, goes off of the head of Adner, and Collins sends it forward to McCauley. And it's McCauley switching fields, trying to find Hayden King, and it will be another goal kick for the Blue Devils. Shots on net favor the Eagles 16-8. Corner kicks favor the Eagles 3-1, but where it counts on the scoreboard, we're tied at 2 with 8:31 to go into the second half. And in boys soccer, Calvin, if it should happen to go to that point, it's basically first goal wins, right?
Yeah, sudden victory.
Sudden victory, okay. So there's the kick by Morley. He goes forward. King trying to trap it, trying to get it to McCauley. And it's King will be called for the foul as he jumps into Adner.
Ryan.
So it's Morley sending the ball forward onto the feet of Zach Roberts. Roberts sends it across, headed out by Collins, trying to find King. Ball sent forward, and it's Morris battling for the ball. Morris will be called for the push. So a great opportunity here for the Blue Devils. It'll be a pushing call, so they get a free kick here. And we're going to see a yellow card going to Josh McCauley. Or I'm sorry, Connor Morris for words, it looks like. So at 7:29, Connor Morris has to come off the field. So Chapman is into the game. And there's the kick in. That deflects, and Norcross is there for Chazy. Ball landed into the 18. Norcross was there. He'll wait for his players to set up. He'll work his way to the 18. Big booming high punt, good 10 yards into the Blue Devil territory. Far side picked up by number 3, Ryan Spayman. He knocks it out of bounds, so it's going to be a throw-in for Chazy. Dudiak will work his way up. He'll pass it off to McCauley. So halfway into Blue Devil territory, it will be Josh McCauley with the throw-in for the Eagles. Ball comes into play. Ball headed out by Shepard. Sent forward. Chapman trying to get the ball up over to Tristan Connors. Good job defensively by Spayman, or Adner, I should say. Adner still with the ball, being challenged by Chapman. It goes off of Adner, and that looked like it went off of Adner from up here, so it will be a throw-in for Dudiak. Dudiak with the throw-in. Sends it down the line. Goes off of 24. Chapman trying to make the turn, but Morrow is there. So the senior defenseman defended well. So a throw-in as we approach the 6-minute mark. It will be McCauley with the throw-in. Goes off the head of Tristan Connors. McCormick was there for the Blue Bombers. Or I should say Blue Bombers, Blue Devils. Blue Bombers, of course, is Lake Placid. It's the Blue Devils. So Brian McAfee working his way up. Trying to find Tristan Connors. Connors trying to get by Spayman, but it's cleared out by number 8, Morley, into the open space. Nathan Trombley trying to control. And it is Moak. Cuts it to the inside. And they'll call him blue throw-in. Coming into the game is the guy that scored the first goal, is Joe Conant. Connor Morris back into the game. Coming off for the Blue Devils is Zach Thomas, as well as Alex Chapman for Chazy. With 5:09 to go here in the second half, we're tied at 2. So Conant with the throw-in. He sends it up. Ball chipped up high in the air. Ball headed out, cleared out by Tremblay. Ball knocked forward by Morley. Shepard goes to the outside trying to find Roberts. Pushed back onto the feet of Spayman. Spayman now goes forward. Dudiak knocks it out of bounds. So a throw-in for the Blue Devils. It will be Connor Griffith with the throw-in. Number 14, Zach Roberts, taking the throw-in under 5 here in the second half at the George Brendler Field. Ball is sent toward the net, cleared out by Tremblay. And danger.
Let's go.
So dangerous play by Blue on his own player. You don't see that too often, Calvin.
No.
Ryan, 3. Joel.
Spayman goes, ouch, that hurt, but it came from his player, Brody Shepard, put the foot up there.
Behind you.
So you don't see that too often. So Tremblay will send the ball forward. Lucas chips it up, coming off his line, and probably a smart play by number 8, Brock Morley. So we're going to have a corner kick. Coming off his line was McCormick, so who knows what would have happened. But you had Tristan Connors and I think Hayden King conversion on that ball.
Yes. No, stay right there.
There's the ball in far side. Knocked out by his hand was the goalie. Ball cleared out. Picked up by Nathan Tremblay. Tremblay comes to the near side of Tristan Connors. Connors will now look to try to cut his way in. Takes it to the outside. Connors still with the ball. Ball on ball. Good defensive play by Brock Morley. Coming over is Heath Lucas. Lucas sends it back to Tristan Connors. Connors now cuts through. Connors trying to get a shot off. Moak looking to get a shot off, but good play by Spayman. Sends it back. Moak running backwards. Sends it back to Tremblay. Tremblay will hustle it back. Sends it up over to Norcross. Norcross comes to the near side, up to Moak. Moak sends it forward. Goes off of the head of Connor Griffith. Near side is Lucas. Lucas sends it up over to Tristan Connors. We have 2:30 here left in the second half. He sends it up. Macaulay coming at it hard. Off his line is the goalie McCormick. And McCormick has the ball, takes the kick, sends it to the far side onto the feet of Roberts. Roberts sends it forward. Back there is Dudiak. He shields. The ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for Chazy. We're approaching the 2-minute mark. Morris sends it forward, but it goes onto the feet of Adner. Adner now goes into the offensive zone for the Blue Devils, into the defensive zone of Chazy. It is Tremblay over to Dudiak. Dudiak trying to send it up to Connor. Morris goes off of Conant. So a throw in for Chazy. Far side. Ball goes down the line at midfield, sent forward by Adner. Dudiak battling for the ball as well as Roberts. Push on Dudiak. So another opportunity here for the Blue Devils at the minute 37-second mark. And taking the kick, it looks like it'll be number 3, Ryan Spayman. So Spayman looking to serve it into the box. Spayman sends it out. Conant's there. Ball's headed out by Collins. Ball now sent back forward. Headed by Connor Morris. And he was pushed by Conant. So we're approaching the minute mark here, and Calvin's worst fear may be coming to fruition here. We may be headed to overtime.
That's not my worst fear.
Well, when you want to go see your granddaughter play, it is. Worst fear today? Is that safe to say?
It's a fear.
It's a fear. Okay, so Austin McRoberts checking into the game, as well as Kobe Ryan. Coming out of the game is Nick Cholette, as well as Zach Roberts. So just under 1 minute. Nathan Tremblay will take the kick. He sends it forward. Goes off the head backwards off McRoberts. Shepard sends it to the outside. So a throw-in for Chazy. 44 seconds here left in the second half. Ball comes in, and that will go off of number 8. That could be a corner kick. It is. So Chazy, with 30 seconds to go, has a wonderful opportunity. It's going to be a short kick. It's trying to get the Blue Devils off of. And here's the rip. And there's the save by McCormick. 20 seconds. How quick can they do this? Nice short kick. They got a nice shot off. McCormick was there. Serving it again. It goes off the head of Adner. So this game is going to head to overtime. You would not have thought that with about 15 minutes left in the game, but the Blue Devils turned it on, scored 2 to tie it, and we're now in overtime. And we're in overtime here at the George Brendler Field, and it's sudden victory. Whoever scores first will win.
Get him on your back. Get him on your back.
So it's Lucas working his way down, and it goes on to the feet of Spayman. Spayman comes over to the near side, and it's controlled by Kobe Ryan. Ryan working his way down, has some space, coming back as Lucas to help defend. Sends it forward. This is dangerous onto the feet of Thomas, and it is Norcross there, but some nice work by the Blue Devils here early in the first 30 seconds of sudden victory overtime. Ball is short of midfield, goes off of the head of Morrow, picked up by McCauley. McCauley chipping it to the open space with his speed, gets by the defense. He's hustling across, and he gets the shot off, but defending well was Brody Shepard. And there's been a battle all day between number 7 of the Blue Devils and number 5 of Chazy, Shepard and McCauley. And we have a corner kick far side. It will be Tristan Connors taking the kick here for the Eagles. He sends the ball in. This is dangerous. And it goes off the head of Trombley, but it goes on to the feet of Spayman. Spayman on the counterattack. Trombley coming over to defend. He sends it forward. And they're going to call a foul. They didn't have the advantage, so they called the foul.
Hey, White, drop
The ball!
You want to leave the ball?
He was going to be on a breakaway! Sir, you got to let it play on. Hey, that's a scoring opportunity. You have to let it play on.
Hey, turn! Turn! Eli! You've got Eli. Know where he is.
Okay, I think Jim Schutz waited to see how the play developed.
Yeah.
It got away from his player. There was really no advantage at that point.
Didn't look like it, but
I didn't think so. Ball's inside the box, cleared out by the defense, chipped forward. Coming off his line is Norcross. He gets there before Connor Griffith. He'll work his way to the 18.
you had a man with the guy with the ball, plus you had another defender back there, so I think...
I think it was the right call, actually.
yeah.
I understand the delayed call.
Yeah,
But, so Bayshard back into the game. It goes off of Bayshard, out of bounds. So a throw-in. Hunter Bayshard will come down the line, trying to find McCauley. McCauley being guarded by Brody Shepard, but it goes out of bounds off McCauley. So the throw-in far side, it'll be Ian Morrow with the throw-in for the Blue Devils. Ball deflects, kicked forward by Justin Collins, just over the head of Tristan Connors off of Ryan Spayman onto McCauley. He comes to the center trying to find Collins, and there's the shot by Tristan Connors, and he takes it over the net. Just a nice play by McCauley and Connors, but Connors could not get the shot low, and we'll have a goal kick here for the Blue Devils. Taking the kick is Brock Morley. He sends the ball forward, and Moak. And nice play by McAfee. He now sends it to Collins. Collins has it poked away. McAfee gets there, gets it up over to Connor Morris, but passes Morris onto the feet of Adner. Adner working forward, but Connor Morris does a nice job recovering, knocks it away. Far side, going on hard is Adner. Adner and Trombley both with the ball, but Trombley shields Adner away, and so there will be a throw in for the Eagles far side. Number 10, Hunter Bayshard. .6:04 to go here in the first sudden victory overtime at the George Brendler Field. If nobody scores in the first 10, they'll try it one more time, and if nobody scores, it will go in the books as a tie. So off his line is the goalie. He sends it up. Moak controlling. It's Moak, has it knocked away. Trombley sends it up to Collins. Collins traps. Comes to the outside. Sends it up over to Lucas. Lucas back up over to Collins. Collins trying to cut to the inside. He does. Collins. Shot from distance, wide of the net. Goal kick for the Blue Devils. So some substitutions. Cholette back into the game. Zach Roberts into the game. And Joel Conant, who got the first goal on that comeback run by the Blue Devils, back into the game. So off comes Thomas, off comes Ryan, and off comes McRoberts, Austin McRoberts. So there's the goal kick at midfield. Hunter Bayshard sends it forward. It goes on the feet of Adner. Adner has it knocked away. Connor Morris gets it up to Justin Collins, trying to find Tristan Connors, and it's controlled by number 8, Morley. Morley outside his foot, gets it onto the feet of Cholette. Cholette, now outside his foot, gets it back up over to Morley. Morley sends it down the line, trying to find the streaking Connor Griffith, being guarded by Moak for Garden 4. Griffith, left foot, sends it across. Nice play. Bayshard sends it out, and here's a nice opportunity if he can get the shot off. He does. It goes wide. They're looking for a foul inside the box, and no foul called, so we're going to have a goal kick for Chazy. At 4:13 to go, the score tied at 2. And it was number 2, Jacob Adner, who tied the game. And we have a yellow card on Adner. Adner did not like the idea that he was pushed off the ball. He thought it should have been a foul. So he's out of the game. Coming into the game is Austin McRoberts.
Hey, look at me.
Ball goes forward. Headed forward is Hunter Bayshard. He shields Conant, and it'll be a throw-in for Chazy. 3:46 to go. Ball comes into McCauley off of number 24, Morrow. So another throw-in for Chazy, and Bayshard will just keep sending it down the line. It goes off the head of Shepard, and that will go out of bounds. So Chazy moving the ball 15, 20 yards at a time. They're now halfway into Blue Devil territory. Throw comes in, headed by Collins. McCormick is there, and he'll throw the ball quickly. They're trying to get a counterattack. He sends it out quickly onto the feet of Garvery. Garvery gets by one player. Trombley chips it out, and he takes it off of Garvery. They go, no, it's off of Trombley. So you have Adner coming into the game.
Robbie, go back outside.
Coming out of the game is Austin McRoberts.
Usually you don't see the other coach for the other team calling for a sub.
I guess he wants the clock to wind down.
I think so.
So Roberts with the throw-in off the head of Collins, going forward, controlled by Shepard. Shepard has it taken away by Collins, but he recovers. Shepard with the ball. Now we'll send it forward. It goes off of Collins, off his heel, trying to get the ball over to Adner. And nice play by Easton Garvery, trying to get the ball up over to Jacob Adner, but it goes off the end line, so a goal kick for Chazy.
Ryan Mark 5, Ryan Mark 5.
So we're approaching the 2-minute mark, and we'll hear the call in a second.
Let's go, come on.
And maybe not, but we're under 2 minutes here, and it is Trombley
Yeah, you're supposed to, but it's no big deal.
will take the shot. It goes off of the head of Adner. Ball forward to Shepard.
Outside.
Win that!
Shepard working his way forward. Has it taken away by Tristan Connors. Connors chipping it up, trying to get McCauley. Coming off his line was McCormick. McCormick does a nice job, and he'll just roll it out far side onto the feet of Morrow. Morrow working his way up. Now sends the ball forward. Gets it on to the feet of Garvey. Garvey one times it to the far side onto the chest of Zach Roberts. Roberts working his way down. It's a goal kick for Chazy, as number 14 Zach Roberts could not get there.
What?
So we have a goal kick.
I didn't say anything.
So we have a minute to go here in the first sudden victory overtime. If there's no score in the next minute, we're going to try this again. We'll try one more time, a maximum of 10 minutes. Of course, it can end in a heartbeat if it's a goal by either team. Ball goes off of Collins' head, and it is Connors trying to battle for the ball. Takes it to the outside. He has it knocked away by Spayman. Now to midfield.
No space, no space.
Collins goes outside to King. King working his way, 20 seconds, trying to get something going here. Ball sent up. Lucas, far side, 18 seconds, trying to get something to go here. Cuts it to the inside, now sends it across. And it's sent forward. Back there is Tremblay. And this sudden victory time will come to an end. And we're going to try it again one more time.
2 minutes left and run. 2 minutes left.
Keep it in play, Tristan.
And we're ready to start the second sudden victory overtime here at the George Brendler Field. And it was Chazy with a very, what we thought, a comfortable 2-0 lead, just the way the pace of play was going. They were controlling everything. And basically the final 15 minutes, kind of a loose ball in front of the net. The Blue Devils scored, and they were energized by that, played very well. Actually was kind of taking the play to Chazy at points of that time, and they tied the score. And so here we are now into overtime. We're into the second sudden victory overtime. And we say sudden victory because if there's a score, then the game is done, unlike the girls' program where they have to play 2 10-minute overtimes. So we have 9 minutes. The ball is going forward. McCauley off his chest. There was a loose ball in front, and it is cleared out. Collins gets there. Collins trying to send it back across. He gets a shot off, and it deflects off of Zach Thomas. So we're going to have a corner kick at the 9-minute, 16-second mark here in the second sudden victory overtime.
Yes, sorry.
So Tristan Connors will take the kick. It'll be a traditional corner kick as the Blue Devils are defending for the short kick. Ball comes up, and this goes over Thomas's head as he deflects it far side. McAfee shields it. So it's going to be a throw-in for Chazy. McCauley will take the throw-in deep into Blue Devil territory. So the early pressure is Chazy on Ogdensburg right now.
Brian, get more near post.
In this second sudden victory overtime.
Make a run.
McCauley with the throw-in, and that deflects, and it just goes wide of a net. It was Tristan Connors deflects it just wide, so it's going to be a goal kick for the Blue Devils at the 18-14 mark, and they're trying to get him off. Little surprise tactic going here. Quick kick. Tremblay's back there. He chips it up over to King. King sends it back to the center of the field, controlled by Collins. He now heads it forward, but chipped forward is Adner for the Blue Devils, headed by McAfee to Collins, but he can't control it. Coming off his line is Norcross. He calls for the ball, so he'll work his way to the 18. High punt, just shy of midfield by about 10 yards, off the back of Morris. It is Connors trying to control. He sends it to the far side. They're calling a handball on Tristan Connors that hit his upper shoulder, so they're going to call a handball on that. So 7:23 to go in the second sudden victory overtime, and it will be number 8 Brock Morley taking the kick for the Blue Devils. He sends the ball forward.
Keep it in.
Far side. Running back there is Lucas. Lucas knocks it out of bounds, so it's going to be a deep throw-in for the Blue Devils, and they're trying to decide who's going to take the throw-in. and it's going to be number 13, Kobe Ryan. Ryan for the Blue Devils, deep into Chazy territory. Sends the ball, and it goes off the head of Lucas. Back to Ryan. Ryan sends it back. He's trying to find Shepard. Shepard cannot get to it, so it goes out of bounds. It will be Josh McCauley with the throw-in. He goes down the line. Tristan Connors trying to keep it in. It's Connors and Shepard battling for the ball. It is Tristan Connors trying to cut it to the inside. Sends the ball forward. Now King coming in. King trying to get the shot off. Rips the shot. Hayden King rips the shot in. And Chazy wins the game 3-2 at the 6:09 mark. Hayden King did not panic. Had the ball, was defended well by number 5 McRoberts. And he just drills a shot to the near post. What a great game here at the George Brendler Field. It's everything you'd want if you're a soccer fan. It was a game that Chazy was doing well. The Blue Devils came back. They picked it up the final 15 minutes. They showed some real resilience and heart. Came back to tie the game at 2. We go into the second sudden victory game, and it was Hayden King, the king of the day, scoring the winning goal for Chazy.
And one of the Blue Devil players kicked the ball into the cornfield.
Another souvenir for the Giroux and the cornfield. But a wonderful game, a great job by the officiating group today of Brian Marino, Jim Barron, and Jim Schutz. They do an awesome job as always. And Chazy with a big victory. And, you're beating a top school from Section 10, a Class B school. And a lot to be proud of today. They fell behind, but they found it within themselves to come back and to divert the momentum of the Blue Devils to win this game in overtime. It was just a very entertaining game to watch. And again, it was hometown cable. They're always here when you want them. Please send a donation to 1477 Ridge Road in Champlain, New York, 12919, or go to hometowncablenetwork.com and make a donation on the PayPal account. As Calvin likes to say as he's watching the handshake, that's the way it was in beautiful downtown Chazy.